just review the fucking games? Seriously, why the fuck do I do this to myself? Hello YouTube, I'm Darkest101, and can we just take a moment to be thankful that it's now 2017? Oh my god, thank fuck 2016 is over, because fuck that year. Fuck that year so hard. So, what new early releases are we looking forward to at the beginning of this bright, new, fresh year full of hopes, dreams, and possibilities?
One way or another, our world is coming to an end. The question is, will we end with it?
I have no reason to believe a word you say.
True, but I can offer you something you want very much.
What is that?
Revenge.
We played a long game, you and I, but now it's over.
Is that all you got? Because if it is, I'm gonna have to kill you.
God fucking damn it, it's back, isn't it? Yay, Resident Evil the final chapter had landed in cinemas in the UK this Friday just gone. And may I remind you, I said it came out in cinemas. I was completely unaware of the fact that these movies got cinematic releases. I thought that maybe the first one would get it, possibly the second, but all 6? How? Are we that starved of good early year releases that we resort to these films to fill up the gaps? So, because now seems to be the time, and I really do need a long-standing review series to fill the gap that Helsing has unexpectedly left, suppose there's no real better time to have a look at Resident Evil Extinction. One thing I have to give this movie credit for is the fact that it's definitely stylistically different from the previous films. Like the last two are all dark and broody, but this one's gone all post-apocalyptic. It's shot mostly outside, under the sun, in the sands. It's not something you see in zombie movies, I have to give the film that. It's a combination of your standard zombie flick with Mad Max. Now, this doesn't exactly seem like a bad thing, but the overall effect makes me just want to go and watch Fury Road again. Witness! There is also another main issue with the film, which revolves around the fact that Jill Valentine and Moriarty's daughter from Apocalypse, yeah, they're not in the film. They've just fucked off. Never get a reason why they do it. No one mentions them. No one addresses it. They've just gone. I get it, you know. I mean, years have gone by in between Extinction and Apocalypse. I get that. But you can't just look at that space and look at the lack of these characters and just say, nothing happened. No, they didn't. They just walked off somewhere. They said they were going outside. There would be some time. I mean, even if they were just killed by fucking zombies, an explanation will be most appreciated. Mind you, it's probably for the best they don't show up in this movie, because if you haven't noticed already, these films have a tendency to kill off everyone who isn't Alice. Seriously, Alice was the only survivor from the Hive in the first film, and all the characters who survived Apocalypse, who show up in this film, they get killed off. Even the fucking villain, Mr. Powell, gets killed off by the end of it. And the new characters who were introduced in this movie, half of them also killed off. And the others fuck off in a helicopter to somewhere in Alaska. Now, here's a problem that these movies are starting to create with this pattern. Because in each film, they bring in a new cast of characters to fill the void left by the people who died in the previous movie. To try and get us invested and to care about all of this whole world, because there's more people in it. But the thing is, the only character who remains constant in all the films is Alice. So when the movie tries to introduce brand new characters, we're like, yeah, we know you're just going to kill everyone apart from Alice, so why bother? Why bother just giving us these brand new characters? Because chances are we're not going to see them anymore after this movie. So why should we get invested in anyone but Alice? In fact, why should we even get invested in Alice? She is as bland as a plank of fucking wood. The movie begins with what seems like a shot-for-shot recreation of the first film, until Alice ends up in the laser corridor way too early. It's then made blatantly obvious that Alice is being put through some kind of controlled tests under the supervision of Umbrella. Oh, trust me, I am saving my list of bullshit questions this movie has made me ask for later on in this movie. So, let's just move on. Trust me, they're coming, and there's a lot of them. It's obviously sort of implied that this is an Alice clone, because she is then killed off and Mr. Powell orders the cadaver to be taken away. And by taken away, he means dumped in a ditch on the surface, with zombies just outside the perimeter. Great idea. Brilliant idea. This Umbrella base, by the way, this sand trap, yeah, it has pissed me off with how unbelievably stupid it is, because both of the Umbrella bases we have seen so far, the one Alice escaped from at the end of Apocalypse and the Hive, were in the middle of somewhere. You know, they were in the middle of somewhere, and they were in this big building, this huge complex. Like, the one in the end of Apocalypse, that was a huge sort of complex with, like, checkpoints and all that sort of stuff. It was like a military zone. And the Hive had, like, one entrance, and there was a fucking mansion on top of that, and they had, like, a fucking computer system controlling all the security. This base is a sand trap in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, with the only defense keeping the zombies out, apparently, is a fucking chain link fence. A chain link... What? We then get the real Alice giving us her usual monotone delivery as she explains that the T-virus was not contained in Raccoon City after Umbrella nuked the fuck out of it. And now the virus has gone global, drying up lake beds and killing off forests. So yeah, you know how Moriarty made the T-virus so he could help his daughter walk again, and then Umbrella took over the procedure of making the virus whatsoever, blah blah, and they tried to turn it to a super soldier serum like Captain America, except it turned out to make zombies instead. But now it also turns out that it also is just the apocalypse. What the fuck? How much shit can this virus do? How many possible side effects can you make in one virus? I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. They made the apocalypse in a lab. They made the apocalypse in a fucking lab. Are you serious? We then see Alice being a lone badass, having apparently abandoned a team who came to rescue her from Detroit. That's, like, not an intentional slam on Detroit, by the way. The Umbrella base Alice escaped from the end of Apocalypse, it was genuinely in Detroit, okay? I don't want to cause any offense, alright? I'm just stating the facts. If I wanted to make a joke about Detroit, I would. Or maybe I wouldn't. I've never been there. I don't know how bad it is. It's just like, I don't know. It's just a city. How bad can it be? I live in London, for fuck's sake. So Alice finds a group of survivors who are radioing out for help and medical aid, when it turns out she's walked into a fucking trap like a stupid amateur. Why the hell she doesn't use those psychic abilities we clearly saw her use in the previous film is beyond me. But the bandits throw her into a pit with... Oh my god, seriously, the dogs again? Look, I get it. I know that the zombie dogs are a part of the Resident Evil pedigree, okay? But when they look this fucking fake, I have to question it. I especially love how this fight scene is edited in a way where you can barely orientate yourself long enough to get a grasp of what the flying fuck is happening. Like, from shot to shot, I am so fucking confused. Why even have it be zombie dogs anyway? I mean, yes, it's the Resident Evil fucking pedigree, I get that, but at the same time, it's like, regular zombies would be easier to find and capture. Alice manages to escape the bandits and leaves them to the fate of their zombie pets, as we cut to the Apocalypse World Tour, led by Carlos and Lloyd from the previous movie, and new addition Claire Redfield. And if you were to just even take a cursory glance at this film after seeing Apocalypse, you would have thought they would have literally brought in Claire Redfield to replace Jill Valentine as the token video game character from the actual fucking series, because Jill Valentine had fucked off. And literally the only exciting thing that happens to these guys throughout the film until Alice shows up is they're driving toward Alaska and Lloyd gets bitten. No, the real exciting thing is Umbrella, and what the fuck is Wesker doing here? They're literally just crowbarring in like fucking characters from the actual games now. In fact, not even a crowbar. They're taking a rusty screwdriver with a Resident Evil character at the end and just jamming it into the films and making a bloody fucking mess of it. And everyone is just left confused, hurt, and crying until the nasty man goes away. So Mr. Powell, and I'm just gonna fucking stop using that joke because it's stupid and not a lot of people saw the Tomb Raider movie, Dr. Isaacs is apparently spending a lot of time using blood from Alice's clones as a way of attempting to domesticate the zombie hordes. However, it only seems that a real Alice's blood is capable of the process, the clones turning regular zombies into quote-unquote super zombies. It's that time again, people. It's time to have a look at all the bullshit questions this movie is making me ask again. God damn it, why the hell are you doing this to me, movie? I want to have fun! Infected crows attack the convoy and kill off a bunch of the characters brought in for the process of just fucking killing people, but then Alice shows up, luckily for them, and uses her newly found psychic bullshit to burn them all to cinders with the flames of a rogue flamethrower. The sudden surge, however, catches the attention of an Umbrella satellite, and in turn Dr. Isaacs. Seizing the opportunity, Isaacs orders a strike force to assemble as the convoy decide what to do for fuel in order to get them to Alaska. I know, let's go to Vegas. Wait, fucking really? They actually go to Vegas? I mean... Shit, I don't have a joke for this. Fuck! A crate full of super zombies is dropped down almost on top of the convoy, and they begin ripping people to shreds, with Isaacs and his security set up nearby, watching the chaos unfold. Alice ends up fighting Isaacs and kicking his security team's ass, as Isaacs is bitten by a super zombie. Carlos is also bitten by a super zombie, and Lloyd finally turns getting shot and put down as a result. And thus, the only character that I have actually enjoyed seeing in this goddamn series, he is fucking dead now. Great job, movie. Great job. Alice and the others follow Isaac's escaping helicopter back to the fucking stupid Sandtrap Umbrella base. No, you let it go. And Carlos decides that he's turning anyway, might as well go out with a bang. God damn it, Carlos, you had one job.
I'll be damned.
Oh my god, please tell me he's going to. Carlos, you're my fucking hero. That's how you go in a zombie movie, people. Been bitten by a zombie, going on a suicidal bomb run, with the undead about to descend on you, and you just light up a fat one and tell them to go suck it. It's official, this movie's now amazing. To be honest, from this point on, it is actually a pretty decent climax. The survivors all board the Umbrella helicopter, leaving Alice as the only character, as this movie series so clearly wants it to be. But for the last bit, we're left with a really claustrophobic horror movie sequence where Alice and a now mutated Dr. Isaacs are stalking each other. And props to the makeup work on Dr. Isaacs, actually. That's something I haven't really praised this series for, and I really should have. When it's not relying on fake as fuck looking CGI like they did with the Lickers from the first movie, the practical effects and makeup are on point. And I really like how they didn't make Isaacs just a big zombie or some kind of Nemesis clone. Like, he still speaks and shit. It's pretty fucking cool. I mean, you gotta give him points. Alice discovers one of the numerous Alice clones Isaac was preparing and wakes her up. But we can't focus on that as we have ourselves, honestly, a pretty interesting fight. I mean, the choreography is nice and all, but doesn't really work because we know fuck all about what these two people can do. I mean, Alice is meant to be like a super soldier, and she also has these weird psychic power things, but we're never really given the limit of those abilities. I mean, at the end of Apocalypse, she made a guy's brain sort of explode just by looking at him through a camera lens. She's made, like, psychic shields, I guess, but we don't know the limits of the extent of what she can do with these powers, and Isaac's is just this big, jacked-up sort of mutant zombie thing with tentacles, who also has these psychic powers, apparently, don't know why, and apparently he can quote-unquote can't be killed. So we're left just scratching our heads going, well, who the fuck's stronger here? Alice and Isaac's fight brings them to the testing facilities, where Isaac conveniently forgets the fact that he's just walked into the laser room, which second Alice uses to cut him to itty bitty chunks. Wait, what happened to the fact that Isaac's quote unquote can't die? Am I the only one that's stupid enough to ask that question? The movie then ends with the two Alices looking over an army of clones as they get ready to take the fight to Umbrella. Oh my god, if the next movie is literally just Mila Jovovich talking to different versions of herself, I will actually kill someone. I mean, fair's fair, this is at least the best Resi movie so far. It's got a look that stands out from the other two, it does spend a decent amount of time with other characters, and the final act is pretty damn entertaining. But again, it's got villains who don't make sense, a heroine who's about as bland as a salted cracker, a million plot holes, and just forgets characters out of nowhere. One thing I can definitely say about this movie in comparison to the other two is at least this movie isn't boring. I mean, I didn't give a shit about half of what happened throughout this entire movie, and I wasn't invested in any of the characters, but can I remember the film's set pieces? Yeah, absolutely I can. I mean, it's not great, and it's debatably not good, but it's a step in the right direction at least. Props to the Resi movies. Resident Evil Extinction gets a dark rating of 38.
You can't kill me.
I honestly did not think I would ever give a Resident Evil movie a dark rating that was that high, but I have been pleasantly surprised. So, yeah, it looks like 2017 is at least starting off to a bit of a positive start, right? I mean, at least it's trying. Unlike 2016, 2017 is trying. So, there's that at least. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed what you saw here today, why don't you consider subscribing? I mean, I'm not going to put a gun to your head and tell you have to subscribe. That's Steam's job. If you have a suggestion for a future review, please leave it in the comment section below. And as always, I've been Darkest101. You have been watching Darkest101 Reviews. Thanks for watching. Good night, YouTube.